Will Uber and Lyft really be facing a driver shortage in the coming months? Or are they facing one right now? That's what we're talking about today. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to Real Rideshare Stories. And today we're going to be talking about what both Uber and Lyft said at their last earnings call, where they think they might have a driver shortage in the next few months as we go back to the normal and things reopen and the service has more of a demand. And then that's going to put a big supply issue at hand when it comes to, are drivers going to get back out on the road or not? So let's ask the question, will there really be a driver shortage in the next several months? Or is there one actually going on right now? Well, in certain markets, you might think that there could be a driver shortage. More and more surge is popping up in a few markets and paying pretty decent. And then there's actually some incentives and bonuses to try to lure drivers back onto the platform and start driving. So they might be doing this preemptively, and they've been talking about how they might try to get more drivers back on the road or new drivers coming onto the platform in the next few months, but they're going to try to be preemptive and start now. So we might be seeing the beginning stages of that. So as you see on the screen right now, this is for the upstate New York market, where a driver who may not have been driving in a while may receive something like this, where if you only complete 3 rides, you can get a $100 bonus. Now, this isn't a guarantee, this is a bonus. So if you give 3 rides, you're going to get $100 on top of whatever it is. And this was going for a 2-week promotion, so you could do it for both weeks. It was actually kind of something I have never seen for that price range. Now, there are many earning guarantees out there when it comes to promotions. If you take 20 rides, you'll get $950 or something like that. So there's a lot of different promotions and bonuses that you're seeing when it comes to Uber and Lyft driving. But why would there even be a driver shortage in the first place? Many drivers continued driving during the pandemic, and there wasn't really anything going on. And as we go into reopening everything and demand starts picking back up, what's going to happen? Why is the supply going to be low? Well, there's a few things that we're going to go over. And if you want to add anything to what you think might be, make sure you comment below. But these are a couple of reasons I think that there's going to be a driver shortage, and drivers who are out driving are going to probably make a pretty decent buck when they do go out. So that's going to be nice, at least for the foreseeable few months. But as things get normal and as supply of drivers start picking up, then you're going to start seeing those earnings go back to a normal or a pre-pandemic rate of what you were seeing prior to the pandemic. First off, let's talk about the pandemic. That shattered drivers all over the areas, and many drivers stayed home. They went on unemployment. I mean, people were getting $600 a week when it came down to it for federal pandemic unemployment. And then for a number of months, there was no extra added benefit. But once that second stimulus package went through, it began the $300 payments again. And as this third goes through, it's going to continue the $300 extra payment from the federal government for, I think, until September at this point now. And who knows if it's going to go beyond that or not. So many drivers are saying, hey, I can make money and stay at home where I don't have to beat up my car every single day. And I don't have to deal with all the crap that passengers are going through because they're entitled and there's this problems and this and that and the other thing. So drivers are making the conscious decision to say, I don't want to deal with that. I want to stay home. Then on top of it, there's a lot of drivers who don't want to drive because of the pandemic, and they don't feel safe because people are going to be in your car and you don't know where they may have been from. So that wiped out also a lot of drivers. So that's going to be a major reason why many drivers will not begin back driving once things start opening up in their area, because they can stay home, they can make money, and they still don't feel comfortable going out on the road. Then another reason is some drivers got deactivated while others are quitting. they're just not going to drive anymore. They're done. They had enough. They did their time. They got paid, and now they're done. They set their sights on something else and are continuing through with that. They may come back to drive Uber and Lyft at certain times, but maybe not. And the other big thing is many drivers who are still driving are multi-apping. So either they stop the rideshare altogether or maybe do it every once in a while, but they've also added in things like food delivery or shopping or courier. So there's a lot of different things that they can choose from, and maybe they're going to like it much better than driving rideshare and having to deal with people and or Uber and Lyft. So those are a few reasons why there is going to probably be a driver shortage in many parts of the country and or even the world when it comes to where they're operating. But it begs the question, well, if they foresee a driver shortage, what are they going to do about it? They already started with the promotions and the bonuses and some of the guarantees that they have that are going on, as well as some of the surge pricing for the drivers who are driving. But this is more like a comeback type thing. And over time, as things do reopen, as people are going to be using Uber and Lyft again more, and they're going to want more drivers, they're going to need more drivers, they're probably going to go back a few years to what they were doing prior, which was a lot of different things trying to attract drivers back to the platform, which gave a lot of promotions, a lot of bonuses, and even a lot of guarantees. So for the drivers who are coming back, for the drivers who are going to be driving, you're going to probably be making a nice, pretty penny out there, at least for the foreseeable future, until things start to become in equilibrium. And that will happen as more drivers do come back on the road, as the pandemic unemployment assistance starts winding down, and as people feel more safe, they're going to start going back out there. They're going to start driving again. So it's just going to take a little bit of time. But like I said, I think Uber and Lyft are going to really raise the bar in terms of what types of promotions and things they're going to be doing to try to entice drivers to come back, new drivers to start, and drivers to stay on their platform. So over the next few months, it's going to be pretty interesting. Now, what are your thoughts? First off, are you a customer rider who is seeing longer than average wait times? Are you starting to see more surge in your area if you're a driver? Are you seeing further pickups than normal because maybe there isn't enough drivers out there? What are you seeing in promotions and bonuses and guarantees? Are you seeing things go up? Comment below and let me know. And then the big question, do you think there's going to be a driver shortage? And are you driving? Are you coming back? Are you waiting it out? What's going on? Make sure you comment any of your thoughts below. All right, that's the end of the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.